I am so sorry for how long it's taken me to make this video. About 10 months ago, I put out a video saying, ask me anything. I'll make a full-length YouTube video answering all of your questions, but I just never made the video. I did try. After a few weeks, once all the questions were in, I did start answering them, but I hate watching myself on camera. I've always thought, like, I'm not very good at it. So I watched it back and I was like, no, I'm not posting that. And I just kind of gave up. But over the last 2 months, I've sort of had a bit more practice with it. And I thought right now is the time to finally make this video where I'm just talking to the camera, and yeah, I'm doing it now. So thank you so much for all of your questions. And I thought this would be a good way for you guys to get to know me and for me to connect with you. So thank you. So hi, I'm Lizzie. This is my first time talking to the camera on YouTube. So you've probably never heard me talk before. Unless you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you might have seen me do it like once. It's not something I've done much. So yes, I'm going to answer all of your questions now. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for following me. Thank you for all of your engagement on my videos, all of your lovely comments. I really, really appreciate it. And I wouldn't be able to do what I do now without you guys supporting me. So thank you so much for making it possible for me to follow my dream and to be able to turn my hobby into my career. What is your country of origin? So in case you can't tell from my accent, I live in England, in the United Kingdom. I was born in Surrey, and then I lived in Russia from age 1 to 3. Very random, I know. Don't remember anything because I was basically a baby. So, and then I've lived in Felixstowe in the south of England. I grew up pretty much my whole childhood. I lived in Felixstowe. I went to Lincoln University. I didn't get my degree. I only went for like a year, then I dropped out. And then I moved to Leeds, which is where I live now. This is a very good question, which I get all the time, and I'm sure everyone is wondering this. Why do you use the same 4 to 5 songs over and over again? There are endless choices for songs with the same beats per minute, so why don't you mix it up more? Very good question. And there is a legitimate reason. Basically, the YouTube algorithm, it just kind of favors certain songs. So I could do the same dance, but if I post it to the same 5 songs which you're thinking of, so, you know, Brother Louie, What Is Love, if I post a video to those songs, they will get more views. If I posted it to any other song, anything different, it wouldn't get as many views. And now you're probably thinking, oh, what, you know, why do views matter? Why can't you just do it for the fun of it? I do both. I do it because it's fun, but I also need the views because this is my income. YouTube is like 90% of my income. So I need to get good views in order to make a living. If my views drop, I'm not making any money, and I need to make money to live and to pay my bills. So I do have to use these songs to get views. And I have tried it before. I do regularly post to different songs and I just don't get the views. Sometimes I'll post a video to one song, doesn't get any views. Then I'll post it again to something else like Brother Louie, and then it gets way more views. Even though it's the same video, it will just get more views if I post it to one of those trending songs. And I don't know why it works like that. There's just certain songs that do better, even though people seem to be sick of hearing them. Like I get in the comments like, oh, stop using this song. But I just have to, because this is my income. So I do have to use these songs, and I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Most of my income comes from posting on YouTube Shorts, and it's a really hard way to make a living. Not many people do it just from Shorts alone. Most people on YouTube are doing full-length videos to make their income, but that's not something I'm doing at the moment. I might branch into it, but at the moment for me, it is YouTube Shorts, which is a really hard way to make a living. In order to make enough money to get by, you need to be getting at least 10 million views a month, maybe 20 million, and that's really hard. So I can't do that unless I'm posting to these trending songs, basically. So I am very sorry if you get sick of hearing these songs. I am aware that I use them a lot, but it's just something I have to do in order to make a living. Why dance? What did you do before dancing? So I did a year of biochemistry at university. I thought that's what I wanted to do. I was always very sciencey and maths at school. I was really good at that kind of stuff. And I didn't ever stop and think, is this what I want to do? I just thought, right, I'm good at this, so this is what I have to do. So I studied that for a year. Didn't really enjoy it. I kind of thought, why am I doing this? And then, yeah, when I was at university, I was quite ill as well. So in the end, I just dropped out, moved to Leeds and just got the first job I could find. I spent a few years doing transcription, which is boring. It's just listening to audio and typing out what you're hearing word for word. So I did that for like 2.5 years. It was easy, wasn't very fun though, but I did meet one of my closest friends at that job who I still hang out with now. And then after that, I then moved into financial services, mortgage advice. So boring. Oh my God. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. So I did that for 2 or 3 years. But at this point, I'd started learning how to dance. At this point, I didn't think I would make any money from dancing. I just thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to do mortgages for my whole life. But then I started getting followers and I started thinking, maybe I can make some money from this. But I still didn't truly believe it would happen. So I just kept going with the mortgages. But I just hated it so much. So just kept up with the dancing, kept growing my following, started to make a bit of money from it and thinking, oh, maybe I can do something with this. But I still didn't believe it. So then I started looking at what else can I do, because I can't bear to think about mortgages for another second. I started training to be a therapist. I did the first, very most basic course. And then I was going to go on to do the next course where you get an actual degree. But it was really expensive. I need to work at the same time because I need to, pay my bills, pay my mortgage. It's going to be so hard to juggle having a job and doing a degree. So yeah, I just couldn't afford it. But then luckily my dancing started taking off. So yeah, I didn't have to worry about that anymore. I was still working my part-time job in financial services, but then I just basically rage quit. One day I'd been working from home because it was COVID. So I'd had this particular job for 1.5 years. I'd worked from home for the whole time because it was COVID, so we had to. And then suddenly they were like, you need to come back to the office. And I said, I don't want to. I've been working from home for 1.5 years. And they were like, no, you have to. I was just like, no, I don't want to. That's how the conversation went back and forth. You have to, I don't want to. And then I quit that day. I got off the phone with my manager and then I sent him an email saying, yeah, I quit. And then I was like, okay, now I need to make the dancing work. So then I spent the next 2 months making my Learn to Shuffle course. I released the course and, enough people wanted to buy it that I could make enough of an income to get by. Yeah, that is basically the story of the different jobs I've had. You're always dancing in random places. How do you travel so much? Now, that is a really good question. I imagine people probably assume that I'm just really rich and I have loads of money, which is not true. I'm just really lucky, basically. I've got a very good friend whose parents own a villa in Turkey. So they let us stay there for free, basically. And it's just a very cheap holiday. We just have to pay for the flights. Are you afraid of your 30th birthday? Well, this shows how long it's been since I asked you guys to send me questions, because I was 29 when I made that video saying, give me your questions, because I am already 30 now. I turned 30 on the 17th of November, so I've been 30 for 3 weeks. And yes, I was terrified. Got my cat here with me. Yeah, so I've spent the last 2 years thinking, oh my God, I don't want to turn 30. I'm really scared of it. And now that it's happened, it's fine. I had a big party for my 30th birthday, had all my friends round and it was really fun. So I had the party on the Saturday night and I turned 30 on the Sunday. And still, as the clock hit midnight, I was like, oh my God, I did have a bit of a panic. But everyone else was like, oh my God, no, it's fine. You're good. You got this. And then it was fine. And I'm 30 now and it's okay. I think I feel younger now than I did for the past 2 years, because I've spent the past 2 years thinking, oh my God, I don't want to not be in my 20s anymore. But now that it's happened, yeah, it's fine. I feel younger. Now I'm at the start of a decade rather than being at the end, dreading turning 30. Now I'm like, oh, I'm 30. That's actually still quite young. So yeah, it's all good. Is Tanya single? Yes. You're thinking of my friend Tanya O'Wales. If you've not heard of her, look her up. She's amazing. She's in a lot of my videos. So just look through some of my past videos and you'll find her. And yes, she is single. I will pass the message along to her. Is this the same chick that does it with the jump rope? No, you're probably thinking of Lauren Jumps. She does what I do, but with a skipping rope. It's incredible. She is amazing. If you haven't heard of her, go and look her up. Lauren Jumps. She is fantastic. I've tried it. I bought a jump rope thinking, oh, how much harder can it be to just add the skipping rope? I can already shuffle, but it's really hard. To be fair, I've not put that much work into it. It's like shuffling. You'll have to practice it so much, but I tried it for a bit. I can just about do the running man with it for a few seconds and then I trip up. But yeah, she is incredible. What do you have to do to make a living from shuffling? So there's lots of different things you can do. Me personally, most of my income comes from YouTube Shorts. I have quite a lot of videos go viral and that helps me make just about enough money to get by. Other things you can do is teach classes, like in-person classes or private teaching. And then it helps to have a following. So you'll get paid opportunities that aren't necessarily directly related to dancing. But if you've got the following from dancing, then You can get brand deals, like companies that will pay you to promote their clothes or something like that. So it is difficult. Money is inconsistent. It's not like a normal job where you know what salary you're getting every month. So for me, I don't earn loads. It's enough to get by, and it helps that I don't have big expenses. Like I don't have children. Yeah, there's various things you can do. But for me, most of my income comes from YouTube Shorts. So another way that I make income is from my Learn to Shuffle course. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about it briefly now in case you're wanting to learn how to shuffle. If you're anything like me and you're a bit introverted, not keen to go to like an in-person class where you're around other people are watching you dance and you just, you don't want to do that. This course is good because you do it from home. So you're in your own space. You learn at your own pace because it's online. It's all pre-recorded. So you can take as long as you need. I teach very slowly. I teach for complete beginners who know nothing about dancing because that was me. I had no experience dancing when I was learning. So I teach in a way that I would have wanted to be taught when I was learning. And I taught myself, and I think I've done a pretty good job. So I'm teaching you how I taught myself, basically. So we go very slowly, very thoroughly. And once you've signed up for the course, it's yours forever. It's not like a monthly subscription like a lot of people do. You don't have to pay me monthly. It's just you buy it once and then the course is yours. You've got it forever. What are your plans for the long term? That's a very good question because obviously I can't dance forever. There'll be a time when my body isn't as good at dancing and it's just not going to work out for my whole life. So what I do know is that I never want to have to get a normal 9-to-5 job ever again. It's, I can't stand it. I'm allergic to it. I hate it. I hope to never set foot in an office ever again. So yeah, my plan is hopefully for the next 10 to 15 years, I can keep doing what I'm doing, dancing, social media. But my other plan is also painting. So I haven't really posted much painting on YouTube. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of my paintings. I think I'm pretty good. So at the moment, I do make a bit of income from selling paintings, but because most of my time is spent with dancing and social media, I don't do it that much, the painting. So yeah, that's my plan for when I can't dance full time anymore, is to just paint basically. So hopefully sell more paintings, build up more of a social media following for painting, maybe have like another YouTube account where I make videos teaching people how to paint, doing time lapses of paintings, stuff like that. So yeah, my plan is to basically keep monetizing my hobbies. That's all I've ever wanted. From the first day I started work when I was about 20, I thought, oh my God, I hate this. I hate being in an office. I hate working for someone. I hate leaving the house every day for 9 hours. I hated it. So yeah, I plan to never do that again, hopefully. Yeah, from the first day I started work, I just thought, how can I get out of this? How can I do something I love? And back then I got into painting when I had my first job. I needed just something else to do with my time that de-stressed me from having a job I hated. So that's when I learned to paint. I think I was about 20. That was what I wanted to do. I want to make money from painting. And I really tried with that, but I was still quite new to it. So I was okay at it, but I wasn't good enough to be selling paintings yet. I sold the odd painting, but it was nowhere near enough to quit my job. But I did know that I wanted to quit my job and do a hobby. And then I got into the dancing, worked really hard at that, made that my job. So yeah, when that no longer is viable for me anymore, I'm hoping that I can then just live the rest of my life just doing paintings, ocean paintings, mountain paintings, and hopefully sell those or make money online like I do with my dancing, but the content instead will be painting. So yeah, that's my plan. If you had to choose between never being able to dance or never being able to smile, oh my God, that is a hard one. You would probably think I wouldn't give up dance because it's what I do, but I don't know, smiling is just so crucial. It's how you communicate every day. So I don't know. That's a really hard question. But if I had to, I think I'd have to give up dancing. I couldn't give up smiling. It would just feel so miserable communicating without smiling. And it's just how you make friends. It's how you warm to people. So yeah, no, I need to be able to smile. In some of your videos, you appear to be in wilderness areas. Are you armed in case of an animal attack? No. I live in the UK, so there is literally nothing that could attack me. We don't have anything dangerous here. We're very lucky. The scariest thing for me is spiders, but I don't need a gun to save me from a spider. And yeah, I live in the UK, so we don't like guns. It's not controversial over here. I know in America, lots of people love guns, lots of people hate them. It's a very divided topic. But in the UK, it's not even a discussion because everyone just doesn't want guns. We think they're unnecessary. We don't even talk about it because we all just don't want guns, basically. So yeah, we don't need them. We don't want them. So I'm going to combine these two questions into one because they're basically asking the same thing. Are there any websites online where we can see you with your whappers out? And then the second question, any plans to open an OnlyFans? So I don't have an OnlyFans and currently no plans to start an OnlyFans. Like, how much money would I make? That's something I'm dying to know without actually doing it. But no, I don't have one and currently no plans to open one. How did you start? I am 46 and desperately want to dance as freely as you and just don't know where to start to move so freely. So the hardest part is just starting. And at the beginning, you're going to feel a bit silly. You're going to feel like you don't know what you're doing, but you just need to know that if you practice, you will get it. And you just have to have patience. That's a really crucial thing, and perseverance. Just know that if you practice, you will get it. I wasn't any good when I started. I didn't think I was going to get any good. I just wanted to try, and I was just really motivated. I had no confidence that I would become good, but I just knew that I wanted to try, and I just worked really hard, and then I just got better. And with each practice session, especially at the start, you're going to improve so much. So when you're first learning, just set out 20, 30 minutes to practice. Start by learning the running man. And at the start, you're going to know nothing. And by the end of that session, you're going to be so much better than you were at the start of the session. And then you get this really good feeling where you're like, oh my God, I've learned a move. And then you're just going to get better and better. And you just have to persevere and know that we all start somewhere. We all start as beginners. Something Van Secco said, she's like, such an amazing shuffler. She said something like, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. So just basically don't compare yourself to other dancers, because you'll see these dancers online that are really phenomenal, but they've been dancing for years. So they started where you are now, where you don't know anything and you can't do it and you feel silly. They were at that stage too. And then they practiced and worked really hard and then they got good. So you can't compare your day one to their 5 years into dancing, because you just can't compare it. Only compare yourself to where you were yesterday. So yeah, if you're starting, start by learning the running man. That's the most basic foundational move that you need. Once you can do the running man, it's going to make all the other moves a lot easier once you understand how to do that. And like I said, if you want an online course which walks you through it, sign up for my Learn to Shuffle course and I will walk you through everything, all the basics, very slowly and very thoroughly. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for all of your questions. I'm so sorry that it took me so long to do this. Comment any more questions that you have. I will make another video. I've still got a few more to answer from my previous video, but I'm going to leave it here for today. So yeah, comment more questions. I will make another video. I won't take 10 months to do it this time. I will make another video in a few weeks or so. So yeah, please let me know any more questions. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel like you know me a bit better. And I'm going to try and make more videos like this where I talk to you guys and connect with you. So thank you so much for your continued support and I love you all.